What the? $120. There you go. You're gonna stay now? Because I've been doing like thousands and thousands of dollars in audio equipment. It's like, I wonder why people aren't watching it, because they can't afford it. These are $120, and they look like this, and they're made of metal, and they sound amazing. And they're the Wugazablans. If you don't know what Wugazablans is, I took one of the sides off just to see what would happen. Because when a headphone's $5,000, I tend to put the tools away. But when a headphone's $120, we'll see what happens if I take this off. So if you don't like this little side panel, which by the way, WGZBLON, Wugazablan, like the IMs, -R, the left and right indicators are printed on the metal plates. You can get a 1.5 millimeter Allen key and just unscrew it. And if you wanted to, you could just turn it around and just make it gold. Or you could take it the hell off and make it weigh 1/1000th of a gram less. These are a 50 millimeter dynamic with a detachable cable that come in a nice case. It's a nice case. Like it's a soft hard case. This is a nice case. It's gigantic. It's got a handle. The wire it comes with isn't completely terrible. It's a right angle 3.5 millimeter, 2-wire twisted cloth, up to detachable 3.5 millimeter. Like all fucking headphones should be. Blonde, yelling at blonde again because they have a 2.5 millimeter on that. And their big selling point on these is that you can run them off your phone. Because the sensitivity, if you don't know what sensitivity is, it's like, all right, there's how much resistance the amplifier sees, which in this case is 32 ohms, which is pretty good. It's pretty low. It's in the lowish range. Like there are higher resistance, like HG600s are 300 ohms, and there's these 600 ohm 8As which are impossible to drive. So 32 ohms is like a comfortable, like little middle ground. But they're 117 decibel sensitivity. That means for 1 watt of power, these should get to 117 decibels, which is enough to kill you. And it's weird because even though I'm running them balanced off the Earman amp, I'm not dying at 18 or 19, but I feel like the volume knobs are very, very, they're like, happy, 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 happy you died. So yeah, I was using them off the stock cable off my fucking phone in the unboxing, which probably hasn't been uploaded off my camera yet, so you gotta give that a couple months. But we're sitting here now, and I had to take out the Wugazablon B60s, because we did that whole thing where I reviewed 3 things. I had the Sivga SVO21s, which I sold, because those were like the muddiest of the bunch. They were super fucking nicely built, looked great, super comfy. The sound wasn't up to spec. Then there were the Areolas, yeah, that I was like, well, these are a little bit too sharp, and I ended up picking the blonde B60s as like my choice of those 3, and I sold the rest. So if you're gonna have a B60 blonde and you have the B50 blonde shows up, you have to fucking shoot them out a little bit, like just give you guys a fucking, no, I think I like these better. Been the more expensive. These are like $200 a set. These are $120. More expensive, smaller, like 2.5 millimeter detachable cable, 3.5 millimeter detachable cable. This has like the standard Sivga, Sendy, Wugazablon, like nice headband, beautiful headband. I like the pads on this. These are the 60s. These have the cloth, but it's like a tight 3 knuckle, so it's like a loose 2 or a tight 3. These, that is a loose 3, and the pads are so soft. And there's some other things we got to talk about. Because these are huge, with a tighter clamp. In fact, you might have recognized this. This is stolen straight off of the Sundaras. This is a Sundara. Even the texture up here is Sundara texture. So that's off a $350 headphone. I mean, Hi-Fi Mate isn't exactly like the pinnacle of build quality, but for $120, you're getting essentially a Hi-Fi Mate Sundara headband. Only the click system is numbered and much more accurate. All metal yokes here with holes in them. And then the cups are metal. And then the backer plates, so you could change them out, you can unscrew them, you can put stickers in there. I'm waiting for Ahego stickers to be put on the back of this, and you could slice it out and slide it back in there and bolt it on. It's gonna be, I'm doing that. I'm totally fucking doing that. And then they're huge, and you put them on, and here's them, you put them on, no music's playing, and oh my god, I'm wearing shooting earmuffs. Sound is gone. Like my fucking heat's running in the background, and it's like, and it's like, it sounds like I'm wearing noise-canceling headphones. I just heard most of this right here. So combine the fact that these are fucking hypersensitive, so you don't need a lot of power, with the fact that they legitimately are shooting muffs as far as isolation goes. And basically, and you can plug these into a frog and it could probably power it with farts. So they're super easy to drive. And they're comfortable. Like, these are, the reason I picked Yor, and it's not a great drawing of Yor, and she's not very happy, but she's okay. But, is because they look old. Remember when I did the worst headphones I've ever done? I'm sorry, Yor doesn't look old, but she's older. She's a mom, you know, and everything. But remember when I did the COS Pro 4 AAs? If you haven't seen, not to be confused with the Pro 4 AAA, the 3As. 3As was great. Fluid-filled pups, they were super nice. Actually, I like the way they sound. The Pro 4 AAs were the most uncomfortable, heaviest, stupidest, fucking worst sounding headphone I've ever had in this channel. Right next to the Vetter speakers that were the flat panel carbon fiber ones that just like tried to make sound, and I'm like, nope, two worst things I've ever reviewed in this channel. Go enjoy those videos. These look like a 1981 aeronautics, like not even hi-fi. They don't even feel hi-fi. They feel like they belong in a cockpit of an airplane that Phil Collins was flying over from, you know, from the UK and getting a blowjob with, and doing blow while the captain was wearing something that looked like this. These don't feel new at all. Like the gold, like I could give up the gold and just take it off and you have just blue, but then you have some holes you got to fill. Oh, giggity. So they look like big old hi-fi headphones from the past. But they literally are Yor because they're fucking amazing, because we've got more soundstage than any other closeback in the range, including my favorite Rhodes and the Blonde B60s, because they're fucking huge. We've got better bass reproduction than everything but the B60s. The B60s still squeak it out, but they're so much smaller, so it's like an aggressive, and this is just like, hold on. Mushoku Tensei is currently playing. Oh my god, oh my god. By the way, Earman stack going over here. Oh.
It's 105 degrees in here. It's your soundtrack of love.
This is DJ Oliver Lady Killer Biscuit from Grand Theft Auto. He's just, there's just sounds coming from everywhere, and there's deep bass in his voice, and it's just like, these are less bassy centric than those. The reason I liked these originally, and the reason I picked them from the 3 last time, is I had the low end chones, but everything was sort of like warmer. And I went from these to this several times, and I put these on, and they sounded like more expensive set of headphones. Like, they just sounded like a better headphone. These just sounded like a better fucking headphone. The sound stage, you know what? Fuck, am I gonna carry these to New York Can Jam? Because Don Quixote is playing, which is like a very, very, very light, airy, like violins in a cave, and it's like, I can tell exactly how wide everything is. It all sounds natural. There's nothing distorted. Vocals come through clearly. These are the best closeback headphones, under $200. Oh, Zeos, you say that about everything. I do when it applies, all right? That has to apply. I did the Areoles. The Areoles didn't beat these. And then I sold the Sivgas VO21s. Things have to move along. And I don't know who decided. I don't know what fucking madman got hammered one night. Was like, hey, man, I'm assuming they're speaking Chinese because Blonde is very Chinese. Ding dong, hey, let's make the biggest fucking headphones, man. Just huge. And they're heavy, too. But when you put them on, these pads just envelop your entire head. I love these headphones. I love these headphones. And they don't need an amp. They don't need the Earman amp to run them. But they scale a pretty good amount when you run them up. Yeah, no, I think I'm bringing these to Capital Audio Fest. I'll change these out with waifu stickers that I crop, so there'll be titties on the side, but my God. I wasn't even, oh, Techmaster PEB, okay. There's just the warmest, like, it's like bass is bubbling out of like a pot in the back of the stove. And it's like, yeah, you know what? The only thing I will say, I have to give a negative, and there's always a negative, is I want to turn these up louder and louder and louder. And every time I do, and no matter what the amplifier is, they get louder, but the frequencies mismatch at some point. I think because the cap is so big, and I don't know where the driver placed, I don't know what the, actually I haven't pulled the pad off of this. Can I pull this off, or is it like an unscrewy one? Or is it glued? Oh my God, is it glued? Please don't be glued. Oh God, it turns! Oh God, I didn't even know it did that. I didn't even know it did. It literally quarter turn rotate. Well, that's as basic as fucking it gets. You don't even get a clear driver. You got some 3 base ports here, one with a hole poked in it. You got a metal cover over the driver. The driver is black. The end. It's just got all this space, all of this space to do things with it. And the pad, I didn't even realize the pads are slightly tilted too. Look. I did have to modify the feel on these. Which way do these turn? That way? That's not even like that's 1,000th of a degree. It's like 1 degree turn to unlock it, but they don't come off easy. When I was wearing them, they weren't super comfy. Like there's no adjustment front to back. They're sort of locked in place. That's one of the negatives of being cheap. So you have up and down and you have good tilt. Swivel control is pretty good. I don't think you're going to need, if you end up hitting, that's another thing that they could probably put a little piece of felt here or some gray tack just to stop that from happening. It hasn't bothered me. It hasn't done it while I'm putting them on here. They've got quite a bit to go before they tilt. But I did have to do one of these, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to warn you not to do this. And so I just sort of like gave it like a little bit of like a twist. Just get this headband sort of like going like that to bring the backs in. Because if a headphone's uncomfortable, don't just put it on and be like, doesn't fit me, get rid of it. A lot of times you can tweak anything that's made of metal. That's why the Harmonic Dyne G200s bothered me, because it's carbon fiber and you can't work carbon fiber to be bent. But if these had too much clamp, I could just straighten out this metal or bend it more, and it would reclamp and unclamp this to my liking. So these might require a little bit of finesse. Edit in Zeos with a hammer, just smashing something to get them to be like perfect fit. But now that I've gotten them like just the slightest bit angled out so the thicker part of the pad touches behind my ears, I keep stopping. You hear myself just going like my brain's having a panic attack, because I want to say these might be some of the most comfortable closed back headphones I've ever worn. So yeah, these are some of the most comfortable closed-back headphones I've ever worn. The only ones that might beat it are my modified with Yaxi Pad Ether C's. There. For a closed-back, like if you count Argons as a closed-back, I think the weight distribution of this is better. And it doesn't have the elastic that I complain about, that the elastic's going to give up. The fucking Moondrop has the elastic that's going to give up. This is solid, and you actually click into play, and it stays there. I didn't the goddamn Sundaras don't even do that. They've taken the Sundara headband and made it better. These are fucking nuts. Sound, just back to sound, back again to sound, and I can't believe how muffled my voice sounds when I'm wearing them. Yeah, PB. Techmaster PB, in case you don't know, it's very fucking low end. They should have those speakers on to let you hear it. And it's like in my chest, I can feel the low end. But these are not a low end headphone. Congo OST. Gates of Zinj. Go watch Congo. There's a talking gorilla that drinks martinis. Trust me, all right? One of you is going to do that. There's 10,000 views in this video. One of you is going to go watch the movie Congo from the 90s, I think. Bruce Campbell's in it for like 4 minutes. There's just very light, delicate sounds. They're all just like happening, like right near my ears. But then the overall sound stage is just bigger than most headphones. Let's go back to these for a second. Yeah, no, these are boring. I'm gonna sell the B60s now. B50, they lowered the number, decreased the price, and they're better headphones. Welcome to 2023. These are fucking phenomenal. Like, even the build of them, like the hex nuts here, there's not even like regular screws. And it's all painted. None of this is like raw, and it matches. And there's blue, and they're blue and gold. Was it blue and gold dress or black and yellow? I don't remember what the fuck that stupid thing was. These pads are fucking nice too. They're so soft. They're so soft, and they sound so good. So these will be the new default. I want a closed back headphone because the people with the Rhodes, the NTH 100s, I think the Rhodes are probably more accurate a set of headphones. They're certainly not as soundstagey. So if you were going to do actual like listening, I would get the Rhodes. But the problem with the Rhodes is people are saying that the adjustments crack. There's a locking mechanism, then you adjust the up and down and you lock it again. And people are saying the back of that cracks open because it's squeezing. And I guess it's happened to more than like 3 or 4 people that I know. So it's like, I want to give the Rhodes a recommendation all the time. They're $150. The Rhodes are better built than this, except for the fact that they explode. But then these are made of metal. And they don't sound hollow. Like you think you just shove a 50mm driver into a cup of metal and you're some Chinese company called Woogazablan and you would do a bad job. They did a fan-fucking-tastic job. I'm tempted to rip these apart just to see what's inside of them. Like if they put just a piece of, if nothing's in there and it's a miracle, can I look through the holes? Actually, I wonder if I've accessed the... Let me see if playing music, if I cover those holes. I can't tell a difference. Maybe if I can, it's just because I'm pushing pressure against the back of my head. It's... Yeah, no, these... So loud. So fucking loud. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to like burst into tears because the quality is so amazing. Oh my God. But holy shit, for $120, I don't think you could find a better set of headphones. Open or closed. $120. They've done something with these. I don't even know if I would change the drivers out. Like I was considering one day I was going to buy a set of TH900 drivers because you can buy just the drivers for like $200. Just the drivers for $200, $250 for the pair. Throw them in this. Just be like, ha 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 ha. Congratulations, Woogazablons. I'm looking forward to our collaboration on the BLO5S, which would be a thing. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the BLO5Z. Haven't gotten that far. The testing mules are over there. But yeah, these are unrelated to that. And if I could do a collab on a headphone, it'd be these big fucking old looking motherfuckers that are fantastic. Right, Yor? Right. So yeah, links to these in the description. Sound demo for these available to my patrons. If you're a patron or subscriber, you get to listen to all sound demos, both losslessly as a download, and I film the entire video with the sound demo and any music I feel like. So if you're looking for new music, I have samples that have been legally acquired through the internet to play through the sound demos. So there you go. Fuck yeah. So great. We start this off. It's January. I'm filming this. You'll probably see it in January. The whole year, we got to wait for people saying, oh, Zeos, you just love everything. Meanwhile, these are stupid. You can't beat stupid. Patreon and Subscribe Star support this channel. $10 a month. Talk to me anything you want to do. Questions, lifetime achievement chat. You get to buy and trade, sell gear. And then don't forget the yard sales, 1st and 10th of every month. Then the yard sales will be on, and then I'll sell some shit. And then the waifu wallpapers are all in the Wallpaper Horde, which is a Resilio sync. If you download it, you could... Every wallpaper I've ever done, big like 2 gig download of all the wallpapers, you will sync. And every time I'm done with this one, I will drag it into the folder, and it'll automatically sync to everyone on the internet. There's like 1,300 people in there. Pretty great. Yeah, no, fuck. I'm going to take the other back of this off so I could do that thing I said I was going to do. And then I'm going to tell the people in the New York Can Jam chat that this is what I'm bringing. Because they're fucking fan-fucking-tastic. Oh,